Hi, welcome to New Life of Mine. Today I would like to wish you a very beautiful last week of 2020. And you ask why this kind of wish? Why not just Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays? Well, not everyone is celebrating Christmas. Not everyone is celebrating any holidays. But we are all conscious of a year end. There's 1 week left in this interesting year. When I say interesting like that, it's here's the general interesting, but we also have the interesting, which is the British interesting. So when a traditional Brit says interesting, it means and for many people, this year has been interesting, British interesting, and the fun part is that if for you this was really a horrible year, I'm not talking about if you got sick or you had a huge accident or something like that, but more like this whole Corona, COVID stuff turned your life upside down, then, I mean, this is what happened to me, then this would actually mean that there was an opportunity for you to change something. Because life doesn't just change things for you, especially not in a drastic way, if there's not a need for you to start changing things, to get out of your old comfort zone and step into something new. And this year was exactly about that. The way we were living was not sustainable anymore. Not for nature, not for the balance, not even for us as humans. And at the same time, it was time for us to not just change what's around us, but also start within us. Because change always starts within. It doesn't start on the outside. It doesn't work to start screaming, you need to change, you need to change, you need to change, you need to change, and then forget about yourself. It doesn't work this way. Change starts from within. And so this year has forced most of us to go inwards, to turn inwards, to sit with yourself, locked up in your home, at least for a few weeks, not being able to go to all these distractions, to maybe being locked up with your family, and then realize who's your family actually. Who are those people that are around me? Oh, they're my partner, they're my kids. What is it they actually do? What is it they actually like to do? And am I really happy with them? Or should I change something? Maybe they need to change. Maybe you are that smart that you thought maybe I should change something. And so I would like to share two things. One is what this year brought me, and hopefully this can help you to also look at things from a different perspective, and maybe you can also start to realize what this year brought you, because this year brought me finally, after 16 years of wishing it, and also 16 years of working on it, brought me inner peace. I remember 2004. I remember where it was. I remember whom I was. The moment that I said, I wish to have just 50% of that inner peace of my uncle. And I can tell you, 16 years later, I exceeded that goal by a lot. I also gained this year trust, real trust, trusting that I do have what I need to have when I need to have it. Being friends, being money, being food, being whatever it is that I needed this year, it was there when I needed it. Because, yeah, my business was going like this. And then, boom, everything collapsed. And I had to adapt. And I did. It took me a month, maybe a bit shorter, I don't remember exactly. I mean, so much happened this year, I don't remember the details anymore, but it took me, let's say, a few weeks, and then start turning things around. Okay, where am I? What's the current situation? What can I do with what I have now? And so, even during the harsh lockdown, I managed to get out a lot, everything legally. I had my paper with me. Okay, not the first week because my phone kept deleting the content of the PDF, but we needed to have a paper telling the police where we were going, where we're coming from, where we're going, and for what reason. And I managed to go out every single day for an hour, having a nice walk, nice distance, and it was legal. I just looked at what were the rules, which parts could I use for me not to be locked down in a space, not to get claustrophobic, not to gain weight, but have my physical exercise, get some fresh air. And there was plenty of fresh air. I live in the capital of Romania, and there was fresh air because there were almost no cars in the streets, so it was perfect. And then the year progressed, and things progressed, things evolved, things changed. I had a small group with whom I was meeting every Monday evening, some kind of mastermind, brainstorming, soundboarding. And we started in January already. And so the group was already there, and then throughout the lockdown it became more important actually to help us. It was mainly three of us, but then there were people coming off and on. Helped us getting through this strange year. We encouraged each other, we supported each other, we learned a lot from each other. And then also, for the past 6 months, I was in a mastermind group, which was business oriented. And it brought me close to a new group of people. And we just had a meeting this morning because aside from the monthly meeting with the coach who was organizing it, we had our own meetings once or twice a month, and we're continuing that. I mean, the mastermind finished, but we're continuing into 2021. And also there, we learned a lot from each other. And we shared our experiences, also how things affected us. And that helped us in our growth as well. And so the second thing I would like to give you is 2 questions for this week. First of all, try to rest this week. Take a break from whatever usual stuff you're doing. Just take time for yourself. Be with the people you love. And if you cannot do that, or even if you can do that, take also some time for yourself. Be with yourself and ask yourself these two questions. One, what did I learn this year? What are the new things I learned this year? Or what did I improve? If you didn't learn something from scratch, what did you improve? Second, what did I learn from this year? What's my biggest lesson of this year? Maybe you have two things, three things, I don't know. And looking back at the year, maybe you can tap yourself on the shoulder because you did an amazing job. Maybe if you would have been asked 2 years ago, would you survive a year with, and then they would list you all the craziness of this year. Oh, my business would collapse and this would happen, that would happen, I would lose my house. Maybe some of these things happened, but maybe a lot of these things didn't happen. Maybe you learned to adapt. Maybe you found new ways to thrive, just like I did. Maybe your life did actually this, just like it did for me. Just look at it. Ask yourself these questions, look back at this year, and maybe you'll be proud, maybe you'll be happy, maybe you realize it was not such a bad year. It made you stronger, just like the Chinese say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, hopefully this year did for you too. So take that time for yourself. Because you deserve it. Because you've earned it. Because it's a smart thing to do. And because I'm telling you, of course. I did it. And I will continue doing it. And looking back can also be, for example, for the entrepreneurs among you. Have a look at your website. And then mainly the About section. The part where you tell who you are and what you offer. And start with who you are. I really recommend you to update this every 6 months. Because we are constantly changing, we're constantly evolving, we're transforming. So I'm sure that that message, even if you wrote it 3 months ago, that even then you would look at it like, I'm going to fine tune a bit. But if it's 6 months or older, you may just want to rewrite it from scratch. Maybe you have a few segments like I have, but then you rewrite each segment from scratch. At least those parts which you talk really about yourself, what your values are, and what it is that you're trying to transmit, and why you're doing what you're doing. Even if you're selling products, you may change your mission. If you have a mission and vision on your website, look at those two. Because you may need to update them too. And of course, your terms and conditions, things like that. And your services. Yeah, well, if you change, your services also change. Maybe the way you present them. Maybe you're offering the same services, but the way you offer them may have changed. Or may change now that you're looking back and like, hey, well, yeah, those also need some fine-tuning. This is the period. I scheduled my first event, not for the first week of January. No, I put it a little bit further. Actually, I do not know when did I. Let me check. Upcoming. So the next Soul Chat, yes, is on the 12th, which is definitely not the first week. It's second, third week. The way just as how you look at it. I do not know how. I mean, because January starts midweek. So on the 12th is the first Soul Chat again. Because I gave myself some space to just Take it easy. And also in the build up, when January starts, I will still be fine tuning my services and still be contemplating on how do I want to adapt things. And you can do the same. So take your time, enjoy the peace and quiet, or find some peace and quiet. Ask yourself those two questions. What new things did I learn in 2020? And what has 2020 taught me? And then evaluate yourself. Just look at who you were at the beginning of the year and who you are today. I guarantee you, you will be astonished what you will see. Maybe you already did the exercise, but then just do it quickly. Like recap, short one, just bullet points. If you haven't, then take your time for it. It's really worth it. And what got me really through this year, just like it got me through last year, was grounding and meditation. And when I say meditation, it was not just like the sitting like that. No, I never do the thing anyway. But I did have some meditations where I really sat and meditated. But my way of meditating is generally having a walk in the park, sitting in the park, standing against a tree, or laying in a warm bathtub. And nowadays also starting my day while still in bed with a contemplation, with a meditation, a visualization maybe. Find your way to ground and to meditate. And on my website, you can go under tips and tools and relaxation. You can click the 3-minute meditation thing. You request that you get more than that. You get a whole page with all my guided meditations. For different things, I have different meditations. And because they're guided, it's not that boring and it's not that difficult. But it's easy. You just need to sit and relax or lay and relax or maybe have a peaceful walk and just listen and get guided. I have for relaxation, I have for cleaning, I have for grounding, uh, working with your chakras, so different things. So have a look. If after listening to this you have questions, ask me, contact me by my website or directly here on the platform, maybe in the comments. And if you have insights that you want to share, please do the same. I'd love to hear from you. It always warms my heart to hear other people sharing their struggles and what it led to and their successes in the end. Especially the journey. Like, hey, I was there and I got here. Okay, wow, great. How did you manage that? Because we can learn a lot from these stories. That's why I often share stories when I talk. Most of my videos are story-based, so that it becomes more tangible. So I wish you a beautiful week, this last week of 2020. And I'll probably record something for the new year, so I'm not going to wish you a happy new year yet. We're not there yet. First, finish and close this year. You have a week to do it. Enjoy the journey. See you in the next one. Sending you love.